Most business owners I talk to are busy. They're booked out, their phones are ringing, they've got work lined up. And then they look at their bank account and it just doesn't make sense. This is why. Most business owners I talk to are busy. They're booked out, they've got a great reputation, they're doing everything right. But when they actually sit down and look at their numbers, something doesn't quite add up. The profit doesn't match the effort, and it's usually not a sales problem. It's a visibility problem. I'm Shannon Howard. I work with HVAC owners, electricians, plumbers, and contractors to uncover hidden profit, fix those leaks, and help you keep more of what you earn. This is Profit Isn't an Accident. All right, let's actually talk about this because this is one of the most common things that I see, especially with HVAC, electricians, plumbers, contractors, right? You've got work, you've got demand, and from the outside, everything probably looks like it's working. People probably think that you're doing really well, and maybe you should be. But when you actually look at your numbers, something feels off. There's not as much money as there should be. Or maybe there's money coming in, but for some reason it's not staying. And that disconnect is frustrating. And I really want you to actually think about this for a second. Not in a general way, in your business. You've got jobs coming in, you've got money moving, but at the end of the month, what's actually left? And not what should be there, but what is actually there. Now, most people assume the problem is, I need more jobs. I just need to stay busier. I need to push my crew harder. And that's not it. More work, actually, it does not fix a profit problem. It usually makes it worse. Now, I want you to think about this because when you take on more work, you're also taking on more labor, more materials, you're taking on more time and more risk. And if your pricing isn't right or your costs aren't clear, you're just scaling this problem. So let me give you a simple example, okay? Let's say you take a job for $10,000. It sounds great, right? But by the time you sit down and you factor in materials, labor, fuel, overhead, maybe some unexpected issues, you might only be keeping a small fraction of that. And if you're not tracking it clearly, you don't even realize it. So what do? You get another job and another. And another. But the problem is still there and it hasn't even been resolved. Here's what's usually going on behind the scenes. You're pricing jobs based on what feels right, based on maybe what your competitors are charging or what you think the customer will accept. You're not based on actually what's making you money. And then you've got expenses creeping in. Some are obvious, some are not. We've got subscriptions, we've got tools, we've got maybe new software, extra labor, small things that at the time don't feel like a big deal. But when you're stacking them together, that's where your profit actually goes. And then there's this piece. You're taking on work that keeps you busy, but doesn't actually make you money. And you don't always realize it until after the job is done. So instead of asking, how do I get more work? You actually need to start asking yourself, where is my money actually going? Because most businesses are not broken. They're just blind. And it can be fixed. If you want a simple place to start, I want you to look at 3 things: revenue, costs, and what's left. This is not complicated, but most people don't actually look at this clearly. So revenue looks good on paper, but revenue doesn't tell you the whole story. Costs are where things actually get messy in businesses. And what's left is the truth. So you can have high revenue, high expenses, low profit, and obviously still feel stuck. And I know this might hit a little, but if your business is busy and you're still not seeing the money, something is off. And it's not because you're not working hard enough. It's because no one ever showed you how to actually look at this. So if this feels familiar, I want you to start there. Don't go chasing more work this week. Truly take a look at what you already have. Where is your money going? Because that's where the answer is. If this hit, there is a reason. Most businesses aren't broken. They just don't have clear visibility into where the money's actually going. So if you want help finding it, grab my free Profit Edge playbook or book a quick session with me. You'll find everything in the show notes. And if you haven't already, follow the show so you don't miss what's next.